Hey everybody, my name is Camille. I'm an incoming medical student and I wanted to come on here and read you guys my actual personal statement because I think it would help you guys understand some of the core competencies that you should include within your personal statement, as well as some questions, which I did make a video about before this, in order for you guys to have the best personal statement and the most reflective personal statement of who you are as a person. So, without further ado, let's go and read my statement. Exactly 16 days before my 6th birthday, my father died of lymphoma. At the time, I could not pronounce pediatric anesthesiologist, but I understood my father was a doctor who helped sick boys and girls get better. He also seemed to get better with his treatments, but cancer ended up conquering. It was difficult for me to accept that medicine could not save him, but even more so that it wasn't medicine's fault. No culminating moment led me to this acceptance, but the feeling enabled me to overcome my father's loss and transform my pain into purpose. Throughout college, I reflected on how certain experiences made me reconsider following in my father's footsteps. The journey started once I became a peer educator at my university. I facilitated groups throughout campus about decision-making skills, sexual health, and drugs. I discovered I was capable of promoting wellness, cultivating a community, and being an influential resource. When I received feedback evaluations from the groups, I read about how my knowledge and approachability left students empowered to take control of their choices, bodies, relationships, and health. Health promotion was my initial exposure to seeing myself of being of service to others. My encounters with students developed on a more personal and private level after becoming a certified HIV counselor on campus. I counseled and navigated through patients' feelings, anxieties, and confessions. Their stories about fear and homophobia illustrated how a lack of a person's demeanor and ability to empathize pose many challenges to fair treatment and disease prevention. Our sessions taught me to see the humanity and vulnerability and highlighted how much I valued connection. Although rewarding, my job was not fulfilling my desire to foster long-term relationships with those who disclose such intimate parts of themselves with me. The patients would come in for a preliminary HIV test, and I would never see them again. So I started searching for a position that offered continuity of care while supporting the patient, even if it required many visits. I determined while interning at a local medical school that becoming a doctor bridged the gap between the allure of continuity of care, serving holistically, and teaching. I assisted with clinical research studies, which included the evaluation of an animated video about hormonal affirmation treatment. I played the video for pediatric patients and their families for feedback on whether it accurately described transitioning. Their assessments revealed that more than just physical changes needed to be addressed when contemplating health decisions. A comprehensive assessment of a patient done by a physician who believes that our health manifests in other forms, like emotionally, socially, and psychologically, is needed as well. I want to become the doctor described by those transgender pediatric patients, one who provides comprehensive care centered around the patient as a whole. I know medicine is the field for me because becoming a physician is not just a way to honor my father's legacy. It represents an opportunity to utilize my counseling exposure and health education background to educate, treat, and build healthier families and conscious communities. I recognize that medicine is simply not about pain, but supporting autonomy, granting families with more time, and guiding us to our greater purpose. I look forward to those successes and lessons along my medical school journey as a reminder to emerge with resilience and meaning. So as you can see, my personal statement talked a little bit about my initial exposure to medicine, which was through my father. It wasn't that in-depth. Again, I was little, I couldn't even pronounce pediatric anesthesiologist, but I understood that that was some inkling that kind of has pulled me towards medicine. Or you also can say in the beginning I was thinking that I don't want to do it because, my dad he was double board certified, he gave all his time to medicine and it couldn't even save him. And once I kind of got over that and, went to therapy and talked it out, I saw that I think public health is something that I really would like to do, even more personally as an HIV counselor, and that vulnerable open and expressive relationship that I was able to cultivate. And this was me doing this before I even turned 20 years old. It showed me that this is something I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it with more people for a longer amount of time. So when I did see and got the internship at the local hospital, I saw, wow, physicians do this. They do everything that I really enjoy doing. Health education, of course. Helping people one-on-one, of course. And within shadowing that pediatric endocrinologist, I saw that these patients were coming to him since they were younger, all the way until about adult age. And that's something, or that length is what I was looking for when choosing a career. I could have been a social worker, I could have been a counselor, I could have been a nurse, but I really wanted to have that front row seat, as the physician did, to help families and to actually practice medicine, to help fight, whether it was social causes, whether it was autonomy discussions, or even just like bringing families together and having those deep conversations. I mean, think about it. Being a kid who wants to go female to male or male to female, and just that whole transitioning process, even feeling like comfortable enough to talk to your parents about, like, that is something, that's where I see myself practicing medicine. And if you are able to connect all of these little moments within your personal statement as I did, you are going to be able to look at that personal statement at the end of your medical school journey and know, yeah, this was my why. This is exactly what I wanted to do this. And I hope me sharing my personal statement has helped you guys, because it is a pretty vulnerable way to show your personality and show your overall desire to become a physician. So with that being said, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I hope to be posting way more videos about how I got into medical school, as well as me in medical school, and hopefully, God willing, when I get out of medical school and start practicing. So thanks so much for coming along on my journey, and I hope to see you again soon.